Hi everyone and welcome to another Sunday reset. Around here I love a Sunday reset when I can fit it in, and it doesn't happen every week, but after the week I've had, which was just very emotional, I was a bit down this week. I rested on the Sabbath, I read so much of my Bible, and then I knew just to set the week up for a good start I needed to do a Sunday reset just to feel like I can get one step ahead. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Nadine, a mum of 7, and my YouTube is all about big family life and sharing my faith. So on this Sunday, we woke up and we felt like we had so much time. It didn't click to us that clocks had changed back an hour. So we had breakfast, I had a shower, which is something I don't normally do in the mornings. That's a nighttime thing for me. But anyways, I made a meal plan for this week. So I just focused on dinners and then did our shopping. We went out to the shops. We had a walk around, we had some lunch, and then we were back all before 12. And that felt really weird for us. Normally we don't get out of the house before 12 on a Sunday. If we even go out at all, we normally just spend it at home cleaning. So this was a nice change for us, and it really made me feel like we have so much time in a day if we use it wisely. So on this shop, I am grocery shopping for about 3 days, and I planned out 3 dinners. I shopped between Aldi and Woolies and just did like majority fridge stuff and a few pantry items for the kids' school snacks. My kids are aged, the eldest is 12 and the youngest is 5 months. And I'm noticing that the prices at Aldi are going up. It's still cheaper than Woolies, but not by a whole lot. Majority of this shop was actually done at Woolies today. Normally I do it at Aldi, but when I got to Aldi, I didn't have a gold coin on me and I was on the verge of a mental breakdown. So I was like, nope, I'm going to Woolies. I'm just doing it at Woolies, getting a free trolley and going in. And then I went back to Aldi to get a few things. And I also popped into the fruit shop to buy a big pack of, I think it was 18 or 24 pack of eggs. Today's shop cost just over $180, and I know I keep saying this, but I save so much money when I bulk buy my lamb, chicken and beef, and it's definitely something that I need to do. I just haven't got around to doing it, but I really need to do my bulk shop. Now, apart from being a mum of 7, I am also a wife and I am also a carer for my dad. So we have a 10-person household. So laundry is always happening in this house. Most days I try to do 1 or 2 loads just to stay on top of it. On this day, there's about 4 loads of laundry plus all the kids' school uniforms. And there is something so satisfying to me about soaking the kids' socks and seeing them go from really dirty and dark brown to just like pristine and white again. And how I do that is I add my laundry liquid detergent. At the moment, I'm using the Cold Power laundry liquid detergent, and then a scoop of Vanish, and in hot or cold water. I like doing it in hot water, and then I just let it soak for a few hours and then put it through a wash cycle. These Sunday resets are honestly so important. And if you follow me, you already know that I do my Friday cleans to prepare for the Sabbath. And that time is really sacred for me, and I need a clear and calm, clean environment to be able to give all my attention to God and to my family. But by Sunday, it's time for another big clean, because let's be real, I don't know about your house, but in my house, when we're all home over the weekend, especially with a lot of children, the house gets messier than it does during the week, and that's okay. It's a part of life, but starting the week fresh makes such a huge difference in how I feel and how I show up as a mum, a wife and a daughter, and I need to be doing the best that I can for all these people that I'm looking after. So today this reset was really needed. I've been feeling a bit overwhelmed lately, and everything's just been a bit on top of me. Those weeks where everything just feels a little bit too much, and those weeks where, this is the best way I can explain it, literally everything is fine in my life, but for some unknown reason I was just feeling down, and it was really hard to stay positive. All I wanted to do was cry and stay in bed. And after having a few down days and a few down hours, because I cannot go into a depression with 7 children and a household of 10 to look after, but I had my downtime I cried out to God. I cried in the presence of God, cried to worship music, and I let myself have a cry. And I have never calmed down so fast as I did in that moment while I was crying to God, while I was praying and I was crying and I was asking for help and asking for direction and asking for guidance. And I had my big cry, and then it was over, and I just felt the weight lift. And all glory to God, because I really believe that was Him taking it all away from me. And He asks us to give our burdens to Him, and that's what I did in that moment. I cried and I was like, God, take it away, take this feeling from me, it's too much. So while in our flesh it's so easy for us to focus on a little negative thing when everything around us is great, and just it's an actual effort to focus, to be positive. It takes effort not to focus on the bad. And I am just going through life with gratitude and saying thank you every day for all the blessings that I have, and really trying to look positively on my outlook of life a lot more. And like I said, I gave it to God. I asked Him to take away what I was feeling, and I did feel so much better, and just like came out of my little depressive episode. So for me, this reset wasn't just cleaning about my home, it was about resetting my mind and having that personal time with God. Creating a peaceful space helps me let go of all the stress and breathe a little lighter and realign my focus. And it's a form of worship in itself. Looking after your home, bringing back order into the home, and looking after what God's given you is a form of worship. It is a form of ministry. And when my environment is all reset, it gives me clarity and the calm and the peace, just to be able to step out into a new week with intention and direction and focus. And the reason that I was able to do this, like I said before, is because I spent so much time in my Bible on Saturday. I learned so much while I was home on Saturday. The two youngest ones were sick and I actually stayed home, so no church, but I didn't let that stop me from being in my Bible. I was in my Bible for on and off all day, about a total of 4 hours I was studying, and it was amazing. I felt so spiritually filled, so spiritually recharged, and I really needed it. So if you are struggling, turn to God. There's only so much that the world can give you and make you feel better, but when you put your trust in God, when you turn to God because you realize there's nothing else to trust in, how He can heal you and how He can make you feel whole compares to nothing else. So while I do pray you don't have down days or don't go into a depression, sometimes we do feel down, and as mothers and caretakers we have a lot on our plate. Sometimes we're going to have those down days, but I pray when you do, turn to God, cry to God, get in your word, and let Him fill your cup from the inside out. So one of the great things about having a big family is a lot of hands make light work, and we all clean together. And I know I show myself at home doing the stay-at-home things, but when the kids are all home, we're all pitching in. And when everyone helps, things get done so much quicker. And it's actually like, it's a bonding time for us. Normally we are laughing, telling jokes, having fun, the music's blasting, we're all just cleaning together. And it's also a way that we teach our kids responsibility. We get asked all the time about how we get our kids to clean, and honestly it starts from them really small. As soon as they're old enough to understand putting things away, so putting their toys away, putting dishes in the sink, tucking their chair in, or putting their shoes in the right spot, just those simple everyday habits, and we build on that consistently. So today during my reset, everyone was home except 2 of our girls, and the rest of the kids were here helping me in the background. You just don't see them on the camera. So they were cleaning their bedrooms, they were tidying up the TV area, and while I was cleaning my bedroom, my husband and my son were at the front mowing the lawn together. So it is 6:48 and we've only got one more load to do, and the socks. We went to Fresh City, Liverpool, and we got a box of bananas. So this is 15 kilos for 20 bucks. 20 or 25. And Dad and Zipporah were cooking chicken and mushroom fettuccine. As I'm cleaning up the dishes after tonight, my husband is helping the kids with their showers, and I'm thinking about what I want this week to look like. And I'm making a real effort to get out of the house this week. I realized how much I need that time to connect and socialize with other people instead of just confining myself to the house. It's something that I struggle with, even though I put out YouTube videos. I'm not very extrovert in terms of putting myself out there and making friends. And making friends as a 30-year-old with 7 kids is hard. So if it's something that you've been needing to, let it be your little reminder to just step outside, even for a little bit, and start this week with an open heart. It is 7:46, and I go through my to-do list just to make sure I've done everything that I wrote down this morning. But mind you, I made this list at 9 o'clock in the morning. I didn't start till about 1:30. So we made the bed, we just cleaned the kitchen, we done the laundry, put the clothes away, I cooked dinner, I meal prepped for the week, and I did the groceries. All that's left, I'm just finishing. I put the last load of laundry on, and now I'm just ready to relax. Well, not yet. It's 8:30 is bedtime now, house, so it's almost 8 o'clock, so I've got to get through the bedtime routine. That is it for my Sunday reset. I hope you guys got some cleaning motivation from this, and I hope you guys have a blessed week. Bye.